Hello everyone, my name is Boinu Vaipe. I'll be teaching Sociology for class 11 and 12. Today we will discuss Unit 6, Processes of Social Change in India. Social change refers to any significant alteration over time in behavior patterns, cultural values and norms. The analysis and explanation of social change is a very important subject matter for sociology. Auguste Comte, the founding father of sociology, studied sociology into two parts. First, social statistics, which studies institutions, and social dynamics, which studies change and development. Apart from Auguste Comte, important thinkers like Karl Marx, Herbert Spencer, Oswald Spengler, and Emile Durkheim as well studied social change. Social change haibadi samajda society da ahongba wakhalonda chatnabi phiron setpa natraga tradition customs sa ahongba lakpa si social change kawi. Structural process of change includes colonialism, industrialization, and urbanization. First, we will discuss colonialism. It means establishment of rule by one country over another. So in India, colonialism means British rule. Why British rule is so different from other rules? Because the changes it brought were far-reaching, deep and unprecedented. Colonialism haibadi country amada rule tauba. Indian context di British na rule taurambadu chahicha amarom. Hoi moi 17th century da budi lakba haugre adubu officially rule tauba se 1851 to 1947. Colonialism na achauba Indian society da change ama purakhi adugi change singdo mathang nainasi. First, they changed land ownership laws and even decided what crops to be grown, what ought not to be grown. Forest Acts were passed. Moina Forest Act passed over the Hojikan Chatnaribi, reservation of forest, restrictions of entry into forest, asi mayamamasi moina puthoki. And that affected the tribals and the pastoralists who totally depend on the fruits, the resources of the forest, changed completely. Third, British colonialism led to considerable movement of people. For example, Jharkhand, Orissa, Bengal, adudagi laborers mayam chatlaga Assam ki tea plantation, British ki tea plantation da thabak tauba. And not only that, from British presidency of Madras, Bombay, dagi chatlaga doctors, lawyers, professors, atay mayam lam India gi atay lam sing da chatlaga transfer posting the minor chatla thabak tauba. And most importantly, many laborers were shifted to far Asian countries, Africa and Americas, to work in the plantations and others. Many died on the way, some never came back. Today, the people of Indian origin are their children. Next, we'll discuss how colonialism introduced a wide array of changes in every sphere, be it legal, cultural, politics, and even architecture, to facilitate the smooth functioning. They introduced Western education and English language, which was introduced to create Indians who would manage British colonialism. Unexpectedly, this resulted in a sense of national identity and consciousness among the Indians, giving birth to its own enemy, nationalism. Hoi Western education, English language na moyu da mateng yam pangi, yam kanaki moyu da maktasu administration da mateng pangi, adubu yam thazataba magi byproduct hagera. Nationalism, it gives birth to nationalism. Hana loan kem khangnaram daba paunaram daba mayam amasu paunagre, and railgari na moina railgari introduce tauba maram na railgari na chatpa nanwai inaccessible oiramba mayamsu adum accessible oigre. So people communicate, they understand each other, and a kind of the ruler versus the ruled, the white versus the colored people, haibagi consciousness amalai, moina sukha thazadaba, and ultimately faith has it that led to the independence of India. Causes of colonialism. Western capitalism is one of the factor. Capitalism is an economic system based on private ownership to earn surplus profit in a market system. European exploration of the rest of the world, its plunder of wealth and resources, and unprecedented growth of science and technology. All these contributed to the cause of colonialism. To conclude, the legacy of British colonialism in Indian society is so widespread and profound. It is seen in our political system, economic system, social life such as clothes, food, language, values, and norms of our society. Akoina coat suit, tie, English medium school, bread omelette chabada, breakfast chaba, tea and snacks, biscuits, cakes, asi mayam se akoigi social life, Indian social life the British ki values mayam ama, culture habits mayam ama penetrate tawraga akoina imbibe tawbagi khudamni. Mathang the second will discuss the second structural process of change which is industrialization. Industrialization refers to the emergence of machine production based on use of inanimate power resources like steam or electricity. Prior to industrialization, even the most advanced traditional civilizations were based on agriculture. Causes of industrialization in India. Industrialization in the West, especially in England, spread to India. The rapid growth of science and technology, Western capitalism, and European exploration of the rest of the world ignited growth of industrialization in colonial India, both directly and indirectly. Aduna industrialization so British rule gi one of the causes ni. England lamdugi matamdugi the headquarter of colonialism British ki capital hai tare. Aduna aduda industrialization revolution thokpanina it spread to their colonies in other parts of the world, like in India. Features of Indian industrialization in India. Industrialization led to a landmark changes in human society. Thinkers like Karl Marx, Max Weber, Emile Durkheim associated a number of social features with industrialization, such as urbanization, loss of face-to-face relationship that were earlier found in rural areas was substituted by anonymous, professional, and impersonal relationship. Industrialization na maram oidana ahongba mayam ama society da chanabi da lakhi hanadi am close aina neighborliness attitude mayam leiraga sense of loving sentiment leiraga leiminaramba mayam ama do hojikti matam sangnadabagi impersonal relationship next door neighbor ga kaunade phajana khangnade because they originated from diverse background, from different stage. At best, they say hi, hello, and that's it. Industrialization involves a detailed division of labor and quite often to what Marx called alienation. Agriculture, anyone can do anything. Harvesting, oigera, reaping, sowing, one can do all of it. But in industrialization, there is a specific job for each one. For example, manufacturing industry hire se. Aduda kudam panbana tungali, pitu bana tungali, istri takpana tungali. So amta amana hekta mayamama tausinde paisinde. Every day, the minor monotonous oina tungan magi specific fix oiba thabak to tarak pada Marx na harise alienation ama tholai, which is a bad thing. Alienation is a process whereby the worker is made to feel foreign to the products of his labor. The capitalist system destroyed the worker so much that it destroyed the workers. He loses his sense of self-worth. Robot tumaina maase khangreba mana shuriba nomiba thabak tuga maase relate tawba ngamre, identify tawba ngamre, aduna it leads to a process of alienation. Industrialization leads to greater equality. Caste discriminations do not matter anymore in trains, buses, cafes and factories. It saw the birth of new social groups and new social relationships, leading to a change in the social structure. However, economic or income inequality arise. Industrialization na maram oidana caste discrimination. Hanadi villages sing the strict oina caste rules mayam ama purity pollution tinna to na bada mayam ama yam sathiba rules mayam ama leirambado hojikti leitre. Industry da low caste, high caste, middle caste mayam ama thabak shumi nai. Bus tongbada, train da tongbada, anyone can sit together. Adubu, there comes another kind of inequality, which is economic and income inequality. Haibadi pasha hana yam hena tanba mi na high class, aduga yam tanba phangdaba mi na low class, adumaina class inequality ama industrialization na puthoki. Specificity of Indian industrialization. The experience of industrialization in India is in many ways similar as well as dissimilar to Western countries. Unlike Britain, deindustrialization took place in some sectors. Decline of old urban centers such as Surat, Masulipatnam, Murshidabad and loss of artisans. On the contrary, growth of cities such as Bombay and Madras is seen. India gi industrialization ga atai lam gi khara khenai. India gi the deindustrialization, where many who used to have lucrative professions in the cities, some of them because of the competition with England, they lost their jobs, and on the contrary, new cities came up. In Britain, due to massive migration from villages, cities become overcongested, poverty, crime, lawlessness and prostitution was prevalent. Charles Dickens' novels clearly depicts these scenarios. Many thinkers, Auguste Comte, Karl Marx and Emile Durkheim became interested in studying society because of the immense changes that took place as a result of Industrial Revolution. Ahongba society da yam thina lakpado gi maramna lawlessness, sudden change ki maram oiduna lawlessness, problem mayam ama, municipal gi problem, social disorder adu mayam thoki, aduna maram oiduna aphawba thinkers Karl Marx, Durkheim, aduga Auguste Comte they started studying society, aduga this also gives birth to the subject sociology. The third structural process of change, urbanization. It refers to the population shift from rural to urban areas. In India, according to the 1901 census, the urban population was only 11.4%. In 2001, the urban population was 31.16%. So there has been quite an increase. Causes of urbanization. The pull factors of the cities in terms of better opportunities, better medical infrastructure and education, and the push factors of the rural areas due to poor healthcare facilities, educations, limited job opportunities to earn other than agriculture and its related activities. Aduna maram oidana they leave their hometowns, they leave their villages for cities. Industrialization also contributed greatly to urbanization, no doubt. The 11th five-year plan aimed at urbanization and economic development of India. All these factors contributed to the growth of urbanization in India. Consequences of urbanization. Family is largely affected by the change in social structure. Many basic functions of traditional joint family is now replaced by secondary institutions and associations. If both parents are working, for example, angang laubinaba leitabagi daycare gumbada thamaga thabak chatpa. Hanadi village tadi mama mapa animak thabak chatkadabo iragadi grandparents, relatives, auntie, uncles mayam ama lay. So it leads to the disintegrations of joint family. Magi joint family thato oga city de chatpa because of better opportunities. Adumaina a little disintegration in the joint family system also takes place. The bonds of kinship, neighborliness and sentiments of living together for generations are absent due to diverse origin and background. Change in outlook of the migrant due to exposure make them more broad-minded, adaptive, tolerant towards people of other community, caste, religion, language, race and culture, etc. Urbanization also results in growth of slums, crimes, unemployment and poverty. Improper and clogged drains give rise to floods when it rains continuously for a couple of hours. Solid waste disposal is another grave problem of urbanization. Urbanization city da lakpada exposure mayamam phangi aduna change of outlook hena patient oiba hena adaptive oiba towards people of other community adu mayamam so tholai aphaba, but at the same time phattaba slums kumba uncontrolled growth of the cities namaramoidana aduga crimes, drugs, unemployment si mayamam so thoi. Beggars, for example, aduga since all the cities are covered with concrete roads and buildings, there is no place for rain to be absorbed, or there is improper drainage because of less of space. And so if it rains, flood adum thorai. Everywhere koilas hare, building mayamam sare, aduna nalagi phajana chatnaba leitre. And hoji akhoi society Imphal da su ui solid waste disposal amot pahundokpagi achauba problem ama lei. So these are the problems of urbanization. MSA Rao, a well-known sociologist, described three different situations of urban impact on villages. First, sizable number of people have sought employment in far-off cities and abroad. Though many do not come back, they invest in native village on land and industry. Second, village situated near industrial town, for example, Bhilai. Third, village totally uprooted while land of others are partially acquired. The latter houses migrant workers, for example, Gurgaon is a shining example. For better opportunities, mayum magi village thado oga chatli, aduga pasha pairakpa matamda, they invest back on their native village. Chakhatnaba magi khun, chakhatnaba mai lam chakhatnaba, paisa mayam ama thadara aga lambi sembada mateng pangba adu mayam ama suui, aduga ani subada industrial town hana kaisu aramdaba just icham chamba khunuramba, but Bhilai steel plant gumba ama established tawbadagi tawba town ama oirakpa. Ahum subada Gurgaon se Delhi gi manakta leiba city haitare. Amani ado hanadi it was just a village. Adubu Delhi se chauthorakpada Delhi gi jaga mafam leiraktabana maramoidana they extended towards Gurgaon, where foreign companies singna lam leiraga achau chauba office mayam ama semi aduda low mayam du leiraga, and overnight the farmers became millionaires. Adumaina foreign companies mayam ama India gi achauba companies mayam ama na moi lam leiraga adumaina achau chauba office mayam ama semgalakpadagi farmers mayam ama dusu khudakta dum pasha crorepati oigre and lam dusu pra chakhatkre. So these are the effects of urbanization as described by MSA Rao. To conclude, today we discuss the three structural processes of social change, that is colonialism, industrialization and urbanization. Next, we'll discuss cultural process of change in the next class. Until then, goodbye.